I'll let you know why. You take all the great leaders who have been very popular on this earth. I'm talking about the past leaders. The one who said no to violence is still recognized as a god of nonviolence. The one who said no to oppression or discrimination is still recounted and recalled in every major gathering of that nature and of that kind or of that subject when it is spoken. A leader who has said no to many and offerings that came his way is still recognized to be the one to have pulled down the wall between two great societies. That is how powerful this word no is. Now, some of the members in CAT members have interacted with me on the WhatsApp chat, giving their reasons or letting me know as to how it has affected them by saying yes instead of a no. I will not name them, but it is once again a very common trait. For instance, one of the members, she said, had I said no to my father in asking me to take up commerce, I probably would have been a big literary figure or an art student. She still regrets. There's another member who said, had I said no to many an occasion, probably I would still have enjoyed the company of my family or the health, what I enjoyed at that point of time. Well, there are a lot of instances where the word no has to be adapted, and how to go about it, I will keep talking in between while the session is in progress. Now, without much ado, let me introduce the role players. For a start, let's put our hands together, or let's give a virtual applause to our general evaluator.
Hello? Okay.
May I request the moderator to please mute the other speakers, or sorry, the other participants. Let's call Toastmaster Shiba Premug. May I request you to please introduce yourself and your role? Please unmute yourself, Shiba. Yeah.
Good evening, eminent Toastmasters and respected guests. As a general evaluator, I will be like a fly sitting on the wall and watch each and every proceedings of the meeting. And for this, and introduce all the evaluators. For this, I have a wonderful team of evaluators with me. I will submit my report at the end of the meeting, evaluation session. Thank you, and over to Tia Modi.
Thank you very much, Shiba, for that crisp and nice introduction. Now let's put our hands together to our timer, none other than a very, very prominent member, a member who is always ready to take up roles, who never says no to any role that is offered to her. May I request timer DTM, Arif Jaffer.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because this is the first time I can I'm using this, and I have a company. Okay. So today is very special because the only thing you cannot say yes or no to is the time. Or sometimes we can say yes or no. Anyway, so let me introduce to you the time. For each participant will have different time. So I will be showing to you the cards. When you reach the minimum time, you will see the green card without Ola. Okay. When you will reach the mid of the time, you will see the yellow background, yellow. Okay, and the maximum time you will have the red background. And each segment, I will explain it separately. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Hari Jaffer, for that nice and a lovely location where you both are placed. Now it is time for our Hawk Master to talk about her role. Let's invite DTM Fatma Abdu and hear from her as to what she would be doing as a Hawk Master. Over to you, Dr. Fatma.
I'm not the Hawk
DTM Wafa Salman is the Hawk Master.
I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry.
Okay.
Let's put our hands together for DTM Wafa Salman.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, good evening. My role for today as a Hawk Master is to listen carefully for all the statements that will be said by the members or guests, and I will ask you at the end of the meeting who said so and what's been said. So please listen carefully and let's practice the listening skill. Move away from Arish from Ola so you can listen more carefully. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Wafa. Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club has a role player in the evaluator of table topic session. Probably this is one of the few clubs in Kuwait who's got a role player of that nature. Now, to have the members an idea or a knowledge about what the evaluator of a table topic session would do, let's hear it from none other than DTM Mohammed Makhlouf.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My role today is to evaluate the table topic session, the performance of the table topic master, and the table topic participants who will participate, just to improve for their next time and also to prepare for the contest. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Makhlouf, for that introduction. And now it's time for us to commence our prepared speeches. We have 3 speakers tonight, all 3 of them very eloquent, very fluent, and very established speakers. One of them is certainly, I vouch for him, a very, very eminent Toastmaster, very prominent Toastmaster in the Kuwait Toastmaster circles. So the first speaker tonight is none other than our very dear DTM Ramkumar Nachupalli. DTM Ramkumar Nachupalli is embarking on his presentation mastery path. He's attempting level 3, project 1 of this particular path. And to evaluate his speech, we have another very prominent member in DTM Fatma Abdu. May I request his evaluator, DTM Fatma, to read out his purpose statement?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. DTM Ramkumar is embarking on his level 3 project 1 from Pathways Persuasive Influence and Persuasive Speaking. And this project is correlated to project number 5, the motivational speech from the Advanced Communication series manual in the old program. But we in CAT decided as a club to adopt the old program and to make it correlated with the new ones in Pathways. The purpose of his speech is to understand the types of persuasive speeches and to deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. The timing will be from 5 to 7 minutes. And thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Fatma Abdu. May I request the timer to please read out the timing rule for DTM Ramkumar Nachupalli?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're sure. Toastmaster Ram, you have 5 to 7 minutes. When you reach to the 5th minute, I will show you the green background. Okay, when you reach to the 6 minute, the yellow background, 7 minutes, the red background with a 30 seconds grace period. Back to you.
Thank you very much, timer. Now it's all for DTM Ramkumar Nachupalli.
Before that, can I ask a moderator to enable me to share my screen, because this is from Presentation Master Project? Can I request to enable share screen? Thank you.
Done.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Thank you. Persuasive speaking. What is persuasive? Let me explain to you. Educating, informing, knowing things around you, and helping others persuaded with the quality of the information, with logic, statistics, and convincing. I'm convinced of two things. One, with the Ralph Smedley, the way he persuaded us, having established Toastmaster International, improving your effective communication, public speaking skills. With the famous quote, understanding comes through communication, and through understanding we get peace. Isn't it? Now, in this persuasive speaking, I would like to ask my lovely Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters, why should we care about somebody while we drive? I'm sure it's not about driving. Today, my topic is about banning texting and driving, making it more effective. Always Kuwait is banned, but I would like to persuade you why we need to ban texting and driving. If I want to ask you, please answer one simple question. Why should we care for the people while you drive? Should you care for the person who is driving in front of you, or should you also care for the people walking next to you as a pedestrian? Any answers, please? How precious is the life? I would like to focus to you. If you're not able to answer, I will tell you, we need to care every human being. According to the Kuwait statistics, Arab Times, there are more than 263 people died because of text driving, including, it's not relevant to the text driving because the traffic department cannot exactly figure it out, but there are cases relevant to the text driving. That is the major cause of distracting, even in the femtosecond. I'm not talking about the second, 10 seconds early, that is called femtoseconds. The moment you grab a coffee and the accident happened, a crash occurs, you may run over somebody, like you see in the presentation over here. Kuwait Governorate Al Ahmadi registered, it is Governorate reported 1,355 cases. Capital has lowest 2002 cases, but alarming as a whole nation, 1,355 cases. Among which Ahmadi topped with 86 deaths. Now coming down, statistics that I want to reflect to you is 6 provinces, governorate provinces, they received 17,271 cases, of which 5,574 were dismissed, and in 11,697 cases were received in 2018. I'm not talking about a people's opinion here. I'm talking about virtually, realistically, what is happening with the human beings. Why we need to text while you drive? Do we need to really? Everything can wait. Your hand, if it gets crushed between the metal objects due to the collision and impact, you cannot return it back. Your car, if it is damaged, definitely we can repair it. What is necessary today is
I think we've lost Ram. Timer, can you please pause? President, should we give him about 30 seconds? Okay.
"30 seconds is over, and he already reached the 5 minutes."
All right, I think we better go for the second speaker. All right, we'll go for the second speaker. Our second speaker tonight is our very new and latest member in Freddie Harmosra. Freddie is attempting his level 2 and project 1 in visionary communication. And his evaluator is another very, very eminent Toastmaster of Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club, which is none other than DTM Ola Rashid. May I request DTM Ola Rashid to please read out the purpose statement for our speaker number 2.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. How are you, everyone? I miss you so much. And good evening to my speaker, Toastmaster Freddie. Freddie today, already mentioned by the Toastmaster of the day, is delivering the first project from the level 2 of the visionary communication path, understanding leadership style. He has 2 purposes for tonight. The first one is for the member to identify his primarily leadership styles or style. It could be 1 or 2. Also, the second purpose to share some aspect of his primarily leadership style to discuss leadership styles in general. So the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. This is for you, timer. And the title of his speech is Act of Calibration. So best of luck for you.
Thank you very much, DTM Ola. May I request the timer to please read out the timing rule for our speaker?
Yes, time. Our second speaker, your timing is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, I will raise for you. I will show you the green background. At 6 minutes, you will see the yellow background. 7 minutes, the red background, not orange. It will be red, and with 30 seconds grace period. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, speaker number 2, Freddie Hermanosoda.
Different leaders, untamed personalities, inanimate perspective. You are a leader with a rainbow-colored opinion, blemished or unblemished disposition. You have, and I have, unwanted sleeping patterns and wake-up calls. There are so many thousands of people who are giving you or facing the leading men, the central figures. Criticism has been given to them. Yet, the goal is the destiny of the nation. What matters most is their heart of conviction. Toastmaster today, friends, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Have you ever wondered, just like you, I grew up as a kid and I assembled my neighbors, my cousins, and they act like my flock of shepherds. At that very young age, I contemplated my mission as the leader. Imagine at 12 years old leading people just to learn rock and roll. Of course, it's a banner of passing our tradition to the next generation that leads me to be a kid who's supposed to be authoritative, but I tiptoed along the way and I patterned a new leadership of my new generation. It gives me a flocking side to be a teenager who went to the university with a word and always saying, I'm proud to be a virgin. Have you imagined saying that to your classmates? You will be proud to be a virgin? Have you tried? Anyway, it visualizes the altruism leadership that we wanted. It never dictates whatever religion you belong to, whatever background you are in, but the perspective of that leadership, just to finish your degree without engaging in premarital sex and teenage pregnancy. Well, as a teenager, I supposed to be perfectionist with my leadership, but I tiptoed along the way and I patterned a new unique leadership to my college organization. And I say, I'm proud to be a virgin. And I graduated as a nurse. Working as a nurse is like it's a deep kind of understanding what a kind of leadership is. You can build your own ark just to save the patient. As you know, doctor, nurses, we avoid mishaps and the nurses will always be there to absorb the tension of the patient's family. Maybe some of you, have you ever tried to talk with the nurses like with your some standard? And that leads you to have some collaboration as a nurse. In the different hospital departments, we have our areas of responsibility to take care of. And as a nurse, I'm supposed to follow and obey certain rules. I even eat my own pride, but I tiptoed, acting like Florence Nightingale, the modern mother of nurses. Well, the secret is TLC, tender loving care. But sometimes my fangs and my even claws are coming out. That was my TLC, another tiger lion care. But it's not a mode for me to follow. And being a nurse, I knew from the very start, in different perspective, leaders are so different from each other. like the system of our body, leadership is a kind of a phenomenal mission. Well, mission could always be sometimes impossible for a leader. If you will take responsibility, you have an accomplished mission. But if you don't care of your tribe or even your group, you will fail your own mission. Actually, my journey as a leader leads me to a certain degree of realization. When I was a kid, I was supposed to be authoritative over my leadership because that's what they told me. But I used my heart to substantialize my love for my own kind. And I avoided misfortune or even kick out simply an act of manipulation. As a kid, that leads me to be a teenager, and I hold the pride to graduate with a trophy of success. Many have slipped along the way. Many were even kicked out, and simply I just embraced them with a new challenging role. Well, as a nurse, again, I act with a heart of a true parent, understanding what family is, and I kick out what is favoritism, an act of suffocation or alteration. As a leader of our own, we can be unique in every passage of our department and our own field. Just learn to stop, look, and listen. Try to be sensitive. For tray or playthings, it might be certain move to see the other side of the road. We might help them with their complaints and seek new hope for the needs. And they might just be waiting to be approached with the right amount of caress, love, joy, and true leadership care. An act of calibration relies on your hands. Leaders, act now or pay later. John Maxwell said, the pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to be changing, but the leader adjusts the sails. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Freddie, for the very informative and educative speech. Now it's time to invite our third and last speaker tonight in Toastmaster Asma Alanisi. Asma Alanisi is embarking on Presentation Mastery Level 3, Project 3. And to evaluate her speech, we have a very, very respected DTM, Sandy Stein. May I request DTM Sandy Stein to please read out the purpose statement for our speaker number 3 in Toastmaster Asma Alanisi, please.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Srinivas, and everybody, good evening. Toastmaster Asma is giving her speech for, it's called, the project is called Inspire Your Audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience, sorry. Her title is Nothing is Impossible, but it's written as I'm possible. Nothing is I'm possible. And her length is 5 to 7 minutes. A very good luck to you, Asma.
Thank you very much, DTM Sandy Stein. May I request the timer to please read out the timing rule for our speaker number 3?
Yes, the last speaker is same as previous two speakers, 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will show you the green background, 6 minutes, the yellow background, and 7 minutes, the red background with 30 seconds grace period. Back to you.
Thank you very much, timer. Let's invite speaker number 3 in Toastmaster Asma Alanisi.
Nothing is impossible. The word itself is I'm visible. When you inspire others to dream more, to do more, to become more, you are a leader. And my inspiration is Nelson Mandela, who famously said, "It seems impossible until it's done." I truly believe this. Impossible is all about your purpose and your reason for doing something. If you find real purpose, you can accomplish anything. You can achieve incredible things. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. I want to start by asking everyone here, how many of you completely believe that nothing is impossible? Well, I've asked this question to almost everyone in my life. And every time I ask it, there is a big silence. And I've come to realize that we have made the word impossible into something bigger than us. We have made it into something beyond us. We have taken this word and treated it as if it's something we cannot turn it into possible thing. We give ourselves the right to be uncomfortable with it. We don't let ourselves feel good about it. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to have some people in my life who helped me redefine the word impossible in a way that I think has made me happier and stronger. And with my short speech today, I want to share with you the one story that is probably most responsible for that redefinition. I shall never forget my first day at school. A little girl, no older than 5-year-old, has been asked a simple question: "What's your name?" But he couldn't say a word. He couldn't respond to it quickly because she had a social phobia that developed into a speech disorder that is called stuttering. Stuttering is a condition that prevents you from speaking well. Stuttering is a place that you're frozen and you can't move. Stuttering have been shattered my childhood when I was young. How many of you read the story of the rabbit and the turtle? Well, I was the turtle in my class, whereas everyone there was the rabbit. I feel so bad for being different compared to other people, because words come so slow, like a turtle, elevating fear, decreasing self-control. Have you heard the lion's roar? When it traps its prey in its paws, devours it with its beastly jaws. That's how stuttering keeps its iron grip on me. Can you just imagine that? It's so scary to think of yourself as that weak and slow. It can be frightening to think that you are nothing compared to other people. Do you know why? Because as long as you make your obstacles bigger than you, as long as you make it beyond you, as long as you keep it. You keep this impossible to achieve. You give yourself an excuse to be attached to the fear of impossible. As I grow up, I had a great desire to raise the rabbits in my life. At the age of 22, opportunity presented itself as a gift and appeared as a messenger, knocking on my door. My teacher, Nadia, was that messenger that presented precious gift to me. She said, our greatest fear is not that we are imperfect. Our greatest fear is that we have this belief about impossible. And it is the light of possible that frightens us more. To me, fear means lack of freedom. She taught me a new formula, which I hold still today. It's E plus I equal P. You may wonder, what does this mean? Well, it stands for envision your impossible, to awake the possibilities. It allows you to do anything. To me, it helped me face my fears, get over the impossible represented by speech disorder, so I can move beyond it. It helped me realize what I am capable of. It helped me redefine the word impossible as being about possible achievements and how I can create them and make the impossible come true. It helped me to say no to impossible, or nothing is impossible. The word itself says impossible. Otherwise, I won't be able to be amongst you, to be amongst the most experienced and talented people like you. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asma Al-Anisi, for that very inspiring and motivating speech. We have come to the end, or we have concluded the prepared speech segment. Unfortunately, we lost DTM Ram while he was still in the middle of a speech owing to internet connections.
Toastmaster of the Day, I think
yes,
DTM Ram is here. If
I was waiting actually. I thought, sorry for the connectivity issue. Can I go ahead from where I stopped?
Please, if you could, and conclude your speech. I request the timer to start the timing from where he ended. Thank you.
Yeah. I went through the statistics, and we all know the alarming threat what we have in Kuwait. There is no gender difference. Fatalities have been occurring for male and female, any age. If you see, it is growing spontaneously. Fellow Toastmasters, this is the problem. What solution we need to have? The solution to save the millions of lives. What I have melted with my neighbor who has 4 children. I reach 4 children in your neighbor, small little toddler, you're playing with them, and one day you hear the news, Ola, that the father is no more because he died in a road accident, not because of his fault, somebody's fault. That hits you hard. That's why I want to ask you today, how long are you going to go and text and drive, grab a coffee and do an accident? My message to you is, don't be a statistics. The benefit of reducing is, this cause is like more threatening like a virus. This cause, we all can unite together to bringing awareness among us, the people, the importance of life they have, the precious gift that God has given to us. Let us not waste it. Let us not become a statistics. The three solutions we have: sleep deprivation, distraction from the roadside, following the traffic road signals, road signs, having a very healthy condition of your vehicle. When you sleep well, your concentration on the roads will be alert. You will follow the traffic rules. When you start early, you will reach office on time. If you are late, you may exceed the speed limit. You will have distraction because somebody might be calling. Put your text message aside. Will you? If my solution is enacted to you or someone you love, don't be a statistic. Call your representative today.
It seems that we lost Toastmasters Ram again, and now he exceeded the time. So I will stop the timing, and I think we're done.
Yeah, we better rest him there and carry on with our agenda tonight.
But we need him to stop sharing his screen. Okay.
He did. That will automatically be going anyway because he'll be disconnected. Nevertheless, all the three speakers were amazing. They did a good job. I'm sure the evaluators will come back with their evaluation. Before we go on to our next very exciting segment, which is the table topics segment, I just would want to hit upon the theme of the day of saying no and how you make yourself very powerful. I would want to recall a small incident out here. While I just finished my graduation, and when I got married, rather soon in my early days of my marriage, I used to ask a question to my friends, mostly men who were already married and had gone through 3 or 4 years of matrimony and who were already fathers, just to get some tips out of from them, on how to conduct a very happy matrimonial life. Each one of them, believe it or not, each one of those men, who were very, very close friends of mine, of course, they said, we regret saying yes to her. And this, ladies and gentlemen, they're saying after having fathered 3 children to that woman. And when I checked with the woman counterpart, they always said, we are so happy that we said yes to this matrimony. So here, how you make yourself strong is to know when to say no, or what is the occasion on which you would say no. Saying no should actually accentuate or add or consolidate your strength. And we as leaders should understand the significance and essence of the word no. Though as leaders, we are always obliged to invite people into our lives, give them that room, that space, what they require. But most of the time, we do not realize how weak we become if we oblige a wrong kind of a notion, if we oblige a wrong idea. So with this, let's go further and let's give the opportunity and the virtual stage to our very, very, very dynamic VP Ed, none other than DTM Alka Kumra. It's all yours, madam.
Thank you, our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srinivas, our rock pillar. So here we go to table topics. I'm sure everybody knows what is table topics, isn't it? Yes, so who is going to be the volunteer? I'll just share my screen and we will Okay. So what I'm going to do today, because there are very few of us, maybe all of us can participate. Do we have enough time, Arich? How many speakers can we take?
I guess we have enough time.
Okay. So here we go.
Please invite the guests first. Please invite the guests first.
Let's see who will come forward. I have a few objects here. Once you have picked one of these objects, I will give you my question for that. Okay. So here we have a few objects. So who would want to pick one of these objects and speak on the question? Please volunteer, or I'll have to start calling someone.
I am volunteering.
Okay,
Yes.
Dinesh, welcome. So which object are you
Can I
picking?
explain the time limit
Cigarette.
for each participant?
Oh, yes.
Cigarette.
Okay, well, our timer will explain the timing for this session. Yes.
So each participant will have 1 to 2 minutes. When you reach to 1 minute, I will show you the green background. When you reach to 1.5 minutes, you will see the yellow background. 2 minutes, you will have the red background with 30 seconds grace period. Back to you.
Thank you, our lovely timer. And Dinesh, here is your question. Why should one say no to whatever you picked up? You picked up the cigarettes. Please go ahead. Your time starts now.
Good evening, table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guest. Why we should quit the cigarette? Why we should say no to cigarette? I think I can explain much more because I have very bad experience about the cigarette. I started smoking, if I could remember, from 1978 till 2011. You can count how many years, I am not remember now. Cigarette had very bad effect on me. People really take it granted to take a rest or take the break. They think they can feel the freshness, but I think it is spoiling the person's life, as I have very bad experience for my personal own due to the cigarette. Not only the cigarette, one of the cause of that my heart attack was the cigarette also. Doctor advised me when I first faced the heart attack in 2011. First asked the doctor, do you smoke? I tell yes. Since when? I started in 1978. Doctor tell, if you want to live immediate, stop the cigarette. So that heart attack I survived. Again I suffered 2013 also, but cigarette, since the day doctor advised me, I say no to the cigarette. So I think nobody can take the better lesson from that we have to say no to the cigarette. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters. Sorry, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, for your views on that subject. Going to our next topic. Now I have a few subjects here. So you will choose one of those subjects and then I'll give you the question for that. Who is the next volunteer to pick any of these subjects? We have more guests as well. Would anyone like to participate? Mr. Bipin, Ms. Saguna? Is anyone coming forward?
Yeah, it's me. Suguna.
Suguna, okay, great. Suguna, which subject are you choosing out of these?
Opportunities straight ahead.
So the question is, would you say no to the opportunities straight ahead?
I don't say no. I have to, like, I just joined. Can you tell me, like, I can say no, I have to talk only about from no perspective, or how it is?
It's up to you. Talk anything that you like. The subject
Fine.
is that.
So, table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening to one and all. So, opportunities knock once. We have to grab the opportunity. If opportunity, if you cannot, like, rather gathering opportunity, you can create the opportunity if possible, because then only you would come to know what is your ability. Through that you can see your capability, how capable you are. Opportunity comes, that's well and good, you can grab it. If it is not, create your opportunity, prove yourself, and you see your capability, how capable you are. I always look for the opportunities. I never tried on creating opportunities, but whenever the opportunity comes, I just go ahead with that, because I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to contribute something to the society, that I can do something. Like, if I know something, passing on the wisdom, the know-how, I'm the person always. So whatever I know, so I cannot compare myself to anyone in this world. Whatever I know, I would like to share with whomever seeks so. Over to table topic master.
Well done, Toastmaster Sugana. So
Thank
the
you so
power
much.
of, it's not only power of saying no, even saying yes has powers. So going to the next subject or the next topic. Now I have a topic and I'll show the topic to you and then I'll ask for the volunteer. But after the volunteer comes on the podium, I'll say whether you will speak in favor or against it. Understood? You can see the topic or no? Hello?
No.
No, the topic is not seen.
Okay, because I think I forgot to share it. 1 minute, something happened.
Alka, can you smile for a while?
Sorry?
Smile. I'm taking your picture.
Don't take right now. I'm too much tensed up. What is happening to this?
This is why I'm asking you to smile.
I don't want to share the wrong screen. Okay. Okay, now I'm there. Fine. You can see it now? Yeah.
We can see your chat.
You can see your WhatsApp.
Okay. So everything
How's
is
your chat?
speaking. Oh my God. Okay.
Alka, we can see your WhatsApp group.
Really?
Yes. Unshare. Stop sharing.
Here the, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Now, okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am. We can see as well, we can hear you. But you are paused.
Yeah, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see the slide as well.
Are you saying something, Alka?
She have network problem. I think she frozen.
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
We still have 10 minutes for the table topic session, so
I
we
will
still have
take over
time.
till Madame Alka reach back
Okay.
as the general evaluator, as the evaluator of the table topics. Are you with or without? Are you with or against? The person who is saying yes or no.
I guess, Doctor, you can take it over.
I'm taking it over, DTM Srinivas. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Hello.
hear you, Doctor. Loud and clear.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
I think DTM Alka is here back. DTM Alka, please, without
Hello,
sharing,
am
can
I
you ask the
audible?
questions directly? Yes, we can hear you now. I think there is a technical problem. Can you start asking the questions without sharing the screen, please?
Yes, because my laptop there is some problem, so I'm now logged in from my phone. So the next question is, if someone finds it difficult to say no, he or she is actually really kind. Who is coming forward for that topic? I'll tell you whether to speak in favor or against.
Sandy Stein is waiting for you.
Sandy,
Yes,
please, did you hear the topic?
I did.
If someone finds it difficult to say no, he or she is actually really kind. Please speak in favor.
Toastmasters and guests, have you ever found it hard to say no to somebody you care for? I have. As a matter of fact, lately I've been saying no an awful lot to people that I care for. It's been extremely difficult because I want to be there for the people, but I cannot because I have just been switched with everything in my job and everything is on my head and I have far too much to do. So I'm kind of being reclusive. But in general, I think that most people who find it difficult to say no are generally kinder people because they care about the other person who is asking them. If you are a person who doesn't care, it's so easy to say no. But when you care, and I think it's important to care, it does become quite difficult. As a matter of fact, when I was the director of the program at the university for 3 years, my mother came to visit and she brought me this button. If any of you have ever been to my office at the university, you know, but it's this little button that's red and on it, it says no. And you push it one time and it says no. And you push it again and it says no, 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 no. And it goes through about 6 versions of no. She said, use it, because I had such a hard time telling people no. And just like Srinivas was telling us all before, don't say yes to other people when it means no to yourself. So I completely agree that when it's hard to say no to other people, it generally is because you are a very kind person. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, DTM Sandy, for your wonderful viewpoints. Now I have the next topic, which is the art of leadership is saying no, not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes. Who is the next volunteer? Is anyone raising hands? Because I can't see that.
Can I take it?
I mean, you can take it even by saying once. You don't have to say it so many times. Toastmaster of the day.
It's probably the red button of Sandy Stein.
Okay, so I'll repeat the topic. The art of leadership is saying no, not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes. I would like you to speak against this statement.
The art of saying.
I think you have to mute one of your.
I've muted.
Disconnect audio for one.
I just disconnected the audio of my laptop. The art of saying no is actually a sign of leadership, an absolute sign of leadership. I'll tell you why. Saying no, a major general has won a battle for one of the biggest democracies in the world, just by turning down his very prime minister and not going to war, while the whole cabinet was up in arms, seeking his go-ahead, asking him to go ahead and go to war. But the Major General was so firm in his saying no that he knew pretty well if he had said yes at the point of time, the country would have lost the battle for sure. Such an example to let you know that how we assess a situation and also take the perspective of saying yes and no at the same time. Judge, art of leadership is certainly no. It may displease many. It may displease your own leaders, your own governors, but you've got to put your foot down and say no to win a battle. Back to you, table topics master.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day. I actually wanted you to speak against this statement, but in any way you are convinced that you are for this statement. Anybody would like to take up the against part of this statement?
What about our host, DTM Wafa Salman?
DTM Wafa Salman, okay. So I'll repeat the statement, DTM Wafa. The art of leadership is saying no, not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes, but I would like you to speak against this.
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, good evening. The art of leadership of saying no, as it's easy to say yes. I'm against that subject. It's not easy to say yes, especially when you have lots of people bombarding you with lots of requests. Then saying yes means you are putting lots of monkeys on your shoulder. So you will hold some and then you cannot. So when you say yes, you have to take that opportunity. If you think it's easy, then I will ask you to be a judge tomorrow. And I want you to be an evaluator after tomorrow. And I want you to prepare a presentation for tonight. And if you say yes, you will be in a prison for your whole life. It's not easy to say yes, and it's not a leadership. It's not the art of leadership. We need to say no, and it's easy to say no because that's the simplest way in earth. Do you know that? No, I don't know. Will you do it? No, sorry. and you can go and take coffee like Arij and Ola together. So no, it's not easy, dear Toastmasters, to say yes. It takes lots of courage and it takes lots of time. So saying yes is very difficult. Say no is much easier because you will do nothing. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I think we have now reached the end of this session. DTM Arij, have all the speakers, were all the speakers in time?
Yes, all speakers qualified and in time. Toastmaster Dinesh, 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Sagana, 1 minute 22 seconds. DTM Sandy, 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Srinivas, 1 minute 50 seconds. And Toastmaster DTM Wafa, 1 minute 49 seconds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do not have voting for best speaker in Kuwait Advanced. Right? This is just for the knowledge of information of the speakers themselves. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Tabletop Educative Session, and we get to see the perspective of the members who would prefer saying either yes or no to something in their life. With that, we are coming towards the conclusion of the meeting, and every Toastmasters meeting has got a very crucial segment, which is the evaluation segment. To conduct the segment, we have our area director, Toastmaster Shiba Premuk. May I request all the members to invite her and do the session of evaluation. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Once again, good evening, all eminent Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Let us come to the third session of this meeting, that is evaluation session. I would like to introduce the speech evaluators first. The first evaluator is none other than an eminent Toastmaster, DTM Fatima Abdu. She is evaluating DTM Ramkumar Nachapalli's speech. Put your hands together to welcome DTM Fatima Abdu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shiba, Area Director. And I would like just to ask our timer to remind us of the timing. DTM Arij. Okay, the timing will be 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes it will be green, 2.5 minutes it will be yellow, and at the 3rd minute it will be red. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests.
Excuse me, just let me interrupt. I don't think Arij is there in the meeting anymore.
I am here.
Just entered now,
You are
madam.
here? Okay, sorry. Okay.
No, why sorry?
Okay, shall I start from the beginning, please? So start.
Okay, can I explain the time limit for each participant?
Okay.
Okay, so each evaluator will have 2 to 3 minutes. When you reach 2 minutes, I will show you the green background. 2.5 minutes, the yellow background, and 3 minutes, you will see the red background with 30 seconds grace period. And I think we will have another 2 minutes for the 360 evaluation, or 3 minutes? 2 minutes for the 360 evaluation. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Arij. Decisions are like car accidents. They are sudden and full of consequences.
It's not clear.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and of course, my target speaker, DTM Ramkumar, thank you so much for bringing this issue for us. This topic is very important, car accidents and saving lives. Now, we know that we have many accidents all day long, we are facing many accidents along the way. And we have to bring that to all people in order to raise the awareness of the importance of having concentration and focus only on drive and to keep our texting and drinking coffee aside. At the beginning, of course, I will give you the points of strength that you have in your. From the beginning, you have started by raising a very important topic, and you tried your best to persuade us of the importance of focusing on driving and keeping texting. Then, of course, you have achieved the speech objectives to persuade us. Numbers always speak, and you have used the presentation slides. You gave us many statistics. You also mentioned many numbers regarding the number of accidents and the dead lives. You provided us of many statistics in order to persuade us, so that was really persuading. Your presentation was a little bit clear. You used some graphics, numbers, and documents. At the beginning, you also started asking a question to the audience, and you gave us many examples about persuasive speaking. Some areas you need to work on in order to take your presentation to the highest level. First of all, when you ask the audience about their opinion, or if you ask them about their perspective about the car accidents and what are the causes behind that, you have just to wait until they answer you, either by unmuting themselves or by writing in the chat box. Second, the call for action, because you have brought a very important issue, and this is very common. So just keep the audience attentive to the end of the speech. I know that you have faced technical glitches. However, you have to put that in mind and just to focus on the call for action at the end of your speech. Just focus on that. And thank you so much. Wish you all the best in your coming or in your future speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yes, do you like to do the 360 evaluation?
Yes, Dr. Fatma will do the 360 evaluation. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, now, who would like to add some recommendations for DTM Ramkumar?
May I please?
Yes, sure.
Hi, Ram. I didn't see your whole speech. I just saw the ending part, but just a really quick comment, not about your speech itself, but about your slides. When you had so much information there on a couple of those slides, and it was hard to picture. So either take part of it or blow it up so that it's more visible, something that's not quite so busy, or even don't show the whole chart, maybe make it into a graph, a more visual that is easier to see, especially when we're like this virtual. That's it.
Thank you so much, DTM Sandy. Yes, Dr. Muhammad Makhlouf. Doctor? I guess he is disconnected.
Seems to be the night for freezing.
Yes.
Yes,
I think something happening in the internet today for
Not
all
only,
of us. Yes.
Not only today.
Anyway, I want you, when you are giving such an important figure about car accident, which is it will grab the attention of the audience and help you to convince us about taking care of ourselves during driving. So focus on the figure, not the whole paper, and give the importance by your vocal variety. Focus on the number, make it more profound when you are telling us about it. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And now we reach to the end of our evaluation session. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best, DTM Ramkumar, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Fatima Abdu, for this such a wonderful evaluation.
Thank you all.
Next evaluator is DTM Ola Rashid. DTM Ola Rashid is evaluating TM Freddy's L2P1 speech. Welcome, DTM Ola Rashid.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for the Toastmasters and my targeted speaker, Toastmaster Freddie. Leadership is an ocean that has a lot of treasures that we can really learn from it a lot. Today, Toastmaster Freddie had to share a different the leadership styles and to speak about his own leadership style. First of all, I would like to say it's always a pleasure for me to listen to Freddie while he's speaking. The way he is engaging with the people and the way he's telling the stories that he always mentioned in his speeches are always so exciting for me. And the kind of words he's using, they are always nice to listen to. And even his body language was really very good. I loved how he was explaining the body language and in every single part through his facial expressions and even his hand movements. So everything was really good. And even his beginning and the ending of the speech was really very nice. Now, there is always an area for improvement. For this project, actually, I was waiting from you to speak about the different styles of leadership. Now, you don't need to speak a lot about every single part of it, at least just to give a small glimpse about what is the different styles of leadership, what they are, like maybe if you mentioned a few, and then you mentioned what kind of leadership style that fit with your personality. The good part, you spoke about the different stories when you were a teenager and then when you grow up at your work. But at the thing that I really wanted to know more details, like in leadership style, in order to really understand that kind of style that you are using. When you mention the story and situation and where you used that leadership style, you will let the people really understand it much more. So I really wanted, if when you spoke about, for example, when you spoke about that teenage experience, and you said that they asked you to be an authoritative leader for them. So if you just mentioned a situation between you and the people they were next to you, or the people they were among that team, and to explain us how you use that kind of thing and why you have changed it for later on. But moreover, this is what I have as a point for you. Best of luck for you, and back to you, General Evaluator. Now, before back to you, I do believe we have the 2 minutes for the 360 evaluation. So for anyone would love to give Toastmaster Freddie any comments, so please, the platform is yours, and timer, please, can we have 2 minutes for these people to give their feedback for Freddie?
Sorry to interrupt here, but we have 5 minutes for the 360-degree evaluation, not 2 minutes.
5. Okay.
We can give chance to everyone, whoever wants to say.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I thought it's only 2 minutes. Okay, so it's a 5 minute timer. Please note that it's a 5 minutes. So whoever would love to say something to Freddie, please, the platform is yours. So who would love to say, would love to give Freddie a feedback about his speech? So Is there any hands there? Anyone would love to give a feedback for Freddie? I can't see the full screen of the members here. Okay, here. So anyone would love to give anything for Freddie? No one would love to give a feedback for Freddie?
Yeah, let me.
Yes,
Again,
Sandy.
I missed the beginning of your speech, Freddie. But what I did hear, I really enjoyed. I really liked your vocal variety and your facial expressions. But I think even though you are, seated, you could have used your hands a bit more within the frame of the camera to give some extra emphasis to your points. So when you were talking about something important, you could have, gestured, just perhaps shifted the camera a little bit further away from you in order to get in those gestures. That's it.
Thank you, Sandy. So anyone would love to share his or her feedback about Freddie's speech? So anyone would love to share their feedback?
Can I have I would like to give some feedback to
Yeah, sure, Brown.
Thank you.
Okay.
Freddie, I was impressed with your speech today, and I always be glued into speech because you have got nice creation, nice expression from the heart. You articulate with the words, you articulate with connecting stories relating to you. What I felt that it would be more impactful, in my opinion, perhaps, is the stage movement. You are always like this. If you could move a little here, like my hand, and deliver a little one of the characters, what you have said, and again coming to the center and moving a little here and here with the vocal variety what you already have, perhaps would enhance your speech much more. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, so is there anyone would love to share his or her feedback?
Can I share?
Arish, yeah, timer.
Yes, Toastmaster Freddy, I always love and enjoy to see your speeches. But one thing I want to challenge you with is try to change the way how you are delivering the speeches. Get out of the norm and try to challenge yourself with something different. Like you always have this what they call it شو يعني هيك إنه عزة أو قوة. You always have this like stand as you are the powerful man and the bride and things like that. Try to show some empathy, try to show some feelings more, try to change the way how you're presenting the speech. And let's see, maybe you will do much more better. You're already doing great, but let's see, maybe you can do something different in the next speeches.
Thank you so much, timer. So anyone would love to share their feedback? We have only 1 minute, so I do believe we don't have a time for this. So thank you so much, everyone. And if you wanted to share anything with the Freddie, you can share it in person. And back to you, to our general evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Mola Rashid, for your wonderful evaluation. Next is, put your hands together to welcome DTM Sandy Stein to evaluate Asma Ali Enesh's L3P3 speech.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. And Asma, I enjoyed your speech. I would say you definitely met your objective in creating an inspiring speech. Your stories touched us, and I loved the way that you used quotes and You used the story, a personal story within there, and you also even gave us a comparison between yourself and the turtle, as in the tortoise and the hare, and that feeling. And you also gave us some really wonderful advice to take home with us, a definite call to action. Now, I'm going to move on to some things that I would like to see you improve. First of all, you started off with the camera angle where the camera was, you know, significantly below where you were standing, and that gave the wrong, that wasn't a very good angle for you. I did notice that you changed it afterwards, and that is great. And you made it more so that camera should be pretty much at your eye level, even if you're standing, so that we can feel you more. It's really important for a speech that is made to inspire. Also, you had this wonderful quote from Nelson Mandela, but I think if you had just switched it to be the very first thing that you said, the impact would have been a lot more powerful. Okay, another thing that I noticed during your speech was the rhythm that you were following. It was kind of a da 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 da, and then you kept repeating it. This, no matter what you were saying, you were following the same pattern of your speech. And the pace was a little bit slow. You want to work on a presentation so that you can get as close to natural speech as possible. And so you want to increase your pace a little bit, because when you have a pattern that you continually repeat and the pace is a bit too slow, it's losing some of that impact. The last thing that I wanted to see happen was, and I do the same thing when I'm speaking in Arabic, by the way, it's that mixing of he and she in your story. It's really easy to do, but it was a little bit confusing. I thought, wait a minute, did I misunderstand? Wasn't this your story? Because then you said he, and I thought, what? And I had to go back, and then you finally came back to it. So once again, very inspirational speech, quite powerful. Work on your camera angle and your rhythm and pace, and a little bit on the grammar, and mashallah, it could be an amazing speech. Back to you.
Please do the 360 evaluation.
Okay, does anybody else have some comments for Asma? All right, Dr. Makhlouf. Timer, can you start the 5 minutes, please?
Toastmaster Asma, it was a very good speech. I enjoyed it a lot. Personal story, you were so dedicated to what you were saying, a real persuasive, and we all convinced about your idea. I need to challenge you in your next speech. Some humor, please. At least smile during your speech. I know the story is contain a lot of drama, but trust me, you will grab the attention of the audience more if you just inject some humor to your speech. It will shift it to next level. Waiting to see that. Back to you, evaluator.
Thank you very much, Dr. Makhlouf. All right, anybody else? Yes, go ahead, Arij, DTM Arij, our timer.
Yes, Toastmaster Asma, you did a great job, and you had so many feelings in your speech, which I liked. I only want to say something that the message, impossible and the possible, and like the word itself, it's possible, and all these things, it's repeated in so many times. Like so many people has the same exact speech, not the same exact, I mean the message. So try to challenge yourself with having something no one ever spoke about before. You could have the same feelings, the same ideas and things like that, but with a twist. So try to do something more creative. Your speech is perfect, don't misunderstand me, but just the message, it's like something we heard it a lot, and always we want something new. So to make people listen to you more and more, give them something new every time. Other than that, you were perfect and great. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you very much, DTM Arij. Anybody else? Wafa? No? Finished? Okay. Mashallah, Asma, you know, I agree. I think you could have added some humor. If you pick up your pace a little bit more, you will have time to add in that humor that Dr. Makhlouf suggested. It was something that I did really early on in my own speeches, that I didn't add in enough humor, and it was what people would say is a little too intense, right? Too emotional. You always want to try to leave your audience with a good feeling and not spend too long on a difficult feeling, because it tends to overwhelm. All right, I'm really looking forward to hearing your next speech, and I'm going to turn it back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sandy, for your wonderful evaluation. Would like to invite DTM Makhlouf topic evaluation.
Thank you, AD Shiva. Can I ask the timer about my time, please?
The time for the table topic evaluation is same as normal evaluators, 2 to 3 minutes. Why you are looking at me like that?
I don't know, I'm asking.
Okay, it's 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show you the green background. The green background. At 2.5 minutes, you will see the yellow background. At 3 minutes, you will have the red background with 30 seconds grace period.
Thank you, our timer. Thank you, DTM Arij. A wonderful session of table topics. I loved the way DTM Alka conducted the session. The idea is creative. We were thinking that we will be asked about the picture or the question, but the twist where she asked us to do something what we are not expected, which is really very good idea. I prefer to explain the benefits of the table topics, despite majority of us knows about it, but for the benefits of the guests or the new members, I prefer to explain it. But I know the good intention of DTM Alka. She wants more speakers to give speeches. Now, regarding the technical error, it happens. We have a lot of technical errors today because of the internet. I think there is a major problem of internet all over, but DTM Alka managed to overcome all that and conduct the session very well. Regarding the speakers, all speakers did amazing job. They did a perfect stand-up, a perfect table topic. Majority of them use a personal story. What I suggest, we are using a little of body language and facial expressions during delivering table topics. Table topic is a speech, and you have to use your vocal variety, body language, facial expressions to express your ideas. Dinesh, I like your personal story. You convinced us about stopping smoking in a personal way. You give your personal story about cigarettes and what happened to you. God bless you always. And that's the reason. Sugana, very well organized speech. Sandy, I loved it very much. You convinced us with a lot of items, personal story, especially the red button. It was very good. Srinivas, the problem in your speech, it was the voice was cutting a lot, so I couldn't get the idea perfectly. But you spoke with the. If you are in a contest, you will lose definitely, because you should speak against the top or against the topic, and you speak with the topic. Let's listen, because this is the major idea behind table topics, to listen. So you missed that, and you spoke on the opposite side. Now, Wafa did a very good idea, a very good speech, where she spoke with the idea, and she used Aula and Arij in her speech. And the good thing here, DTM Wafa is doing some humor in her speech, which is also very good. We laughed finally, and DTM Wafa improved because of her joining to laugh out loud. Thank you very much, and back to the general evaluator. Well done all.
Thank you, DTM Maklu, for your wonderful evaluation. This is the time for my general evaluation report. Am I right? Once again, good evening all. You all are very excellent senior Toastmasters. Most of you are distinguished Toastmasters. I could feel the preparation, organization, timeliness, and enthusiasm of the role players. TM Modi introduced the theme of the day, the power of saying no. Well done. Hats off to you, TM Srinivas Chalapati ji. One thing I want to put into your notice is try to know about the changes in the agenda, specifically the role players. DTM Fatima Abdu did a very helping evaluation. But usually the structure of evaluation is that we need to add the positive aspects, then the areas of improvement, and then we need to conclude the evaluation speech. It will give a complete feeling about your evaluation. DTM Ola Rashid did a surgical evaluation of DTM Freddy's speech. I feel it will help TM Freddy for his future projects. I felt that DTM Ola concentrated most of his negatives. It will be better to give more positives. Actually, it is better to know about our negatives. Still, we need to encourage the speakers. DTM Sandy Stein, she herself did a 360 evaluation. I know she is an excellent evaluator, so she did it well. Table topic evaluation, evaluator DTM Muhammad Makloof, very well evaluated the table topic master and the table topic speakers. Hats off to you. Kudos to all the evaluators. I felt a very friendly atmosphere, like an informal meeting in today's meeting. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to attend this wonderful team of Toastmasters. I am thankful from the bottom of my heart to DTM Malka Kumra for inviting me in this meeting as General Evaluator. Once again, thank you all, and over to TM Modi.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Shiba Premog. I guess it's time for the Hark Master to come in now. And let's put our hands together or give her a virtual applause in none other than DTM Wafa Salman, who's our Hark Master tonight. Over to you, DTM Wafa Salman.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. And let me start by telling you, do you know that this is my first time doing the Hark Master? Yes. And I used to call it Hark
years
Master.
in CAT?
This is the first time ever in my life. Let's see. So I will ask question, but what I want you to do is unmute yourself and answer all of you together. Okay? Here. Ram said, and this sentence I want you to say who did it. Who persuaded us all in Toastmasters? Don't say Ram.
Ralph Smedley. Ralph Smedley.
Ralph Smedley. Good. Second question. There are lots of people dying from accident. How many died because of car accident last year?
263.
263.
263.
263. 263. What was the primary leadership style of Freddie? Don't answer, Freddie.
Authorization.
Authoritative.
Authoritative. Now, at what age Freddie starts leading people?
13.
At the age of
13. 12 years.
At the age of 13.
12 years.
12 years, yeah.
12.
Me and Ola.
Now, Freddie said an abbreviation TLC, and it has two meanings for the nurses and for him. What was the two meanings for the TLC?
Tender loving care.
That's one. Good job, Alka. What's the second?
Care. Tiger lion care.
Good job, Dr. Makhlouf. What was Asma title, speech title?
Nothing is impossible.
Is impossible.
The evaluation shouldn't answer.
Exactly.
The evaluation shouldn't answer.
Now, who was the role model of Asma?
Nelson
Nelson
Mandela.
Mandela.
Bravo. Now, what was the condition of Asma?
Stuttering.
Absolutely right. Good job, Ola. What was the name of Asma teacher?
Something starts with T.
This question goes to a Toastmaster.
Nadia.
Hannah?
Nadia. Nadia, true. Danish started smoking at which year?
22?
1971, 73.
19 is right. 19 is right. But what's the other two?
73.
1973.
No.
71.
78. 1978.
Let's ask
98.
Denise. Let's ask Denise.
Danish, at which year you start smoking?
1978.
78.
78.
Now, Sandy talked about the red button. How many sounds the red button had?
6.
Bravo. What was the second sound of the red button?
No.
Good job, all. And by that, I ended my segment and back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Heartmaster. We enjoyed your session, though virtual. Before I call it a day as a Toastmaster, I would want to end up the theme by also letting you people know that saying yes at wrong moments will not only drain you emotionally, but also financially. I still remember distinctly a co-worker of mine who happened to be standing as a guarantor for a friend of his who was unable to pay up his loan, and this poor guy had to shell out the balance of the money, which was a substantial amount of the money, to the financial company. It is an emotional drain, a mental drain, and also a very, very big financial drain. So in a nutshell, my only lesson or the only message I would want to give in today's theme is, when you say yes, please think a million times and see the perspective of also saying no to something, which is very crucial. With this, I end my session as the Toastmaster of the day of meeting number 164, handing over the control back to our very dear President, DDM Dr. Makhlouf. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, DTM Srinivas Chalipati, for the great controlling of the meeting and conducting your role as Toastmaster of the day. With big round of applause, let's all congratulate Toastmaster Asma Al-Anizi for completing level 3 by ending her speech today. Congratulations, Toastmaster Asma. You did an amazing job. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And with that, I will close the meeting for tonight. I will adjourn the meeting for tonight. And after adjourning the meeting, I will ask our guests about their feedback about the meeting. And with that, our meeting just ended on time.
We still have 5 minutes, Doctor.
We
Can
still
we have
have
a
1
group
minute?
photo? 5 minutes,
Yes,
actually.
please all open your mics. Let's have a group photo. And during the group photo, may I ask DTM Alka Kumra if there is any announcement?
Why open mic for the photo?
Open camera.
So it will be clear. It will be clear when your mic is open.
May I ask DTM, we didn't adjourn the meeting, Arij. We didn't adjourn the meeting, DTM Wafa. Can I ask DTM Alka Kumra if there is any announcement regarding next meeting?
Yes, thank you, Doctor. The next meeting will not be a regular workshop meeting because we have our storytelling finals on Friday, the 13th of November, where we have our 5 finalists vying for the winner places. So I would request all of you to be present to cheer them up. Our 5 finalists on the Storytelling Finals Day, which is Friday, 13th November. Back to you.
Thank you so much. So please be there on 13th of November to witness the crown for the storytelling to whom it will reach.
Is it timing, Doctor?
Yes, DTM Ram, please.
Timing for the storytelling, evening session or the morning session or afternoon session?
The agenda will be released soon with all details.
It will be in the evening, Ram. It will be in the evening.
13th also District 20 open house.
We will check all that. Yeah. Thank you so much. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much. Let's hear from our guests.
Can we all open the cameras and take pictures?
We already opened the cameras, Arij. Take the photo.
I didn't take the picture. People were talking. And Wafa is asking about the mic.
Asma, please open the cam.
Asma, Sirini, Ula is here, so. 1, 2, you can say Arij.
Arij.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We have our guest, Dinesh. You are still there? Yes. Dinesh?
You want to say something, me?
Yes, please. Your opinion about our meeting tonight.
Thank you very much, DTM Makhlouf. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. It was my pleasure to be part of this meeting, to have the fun, enjoy, entertainment, and learning a lot of things from you all senior Toastmasters. I was thinking to volunteer to be your general evaluator in the next meeting, but unfortunately you are conducting another session, as DTM Alka told, in the 13th November. And already I have been booked for the District 20 open house same day, so I will not be there. Thank you. Over to you.
You can be the general evaluator in our regular meeting last Monday of the month. DTM Alka will arrange with you, inshallah. Don't worry, Toastmaster Dinesh. It's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And with that, see you on 13th of November. Be there, please. Let's have all a nice time together on 13th of November. Bye-bye. See you all.
By the way, doctor, everyone is saying why the internet is too slow today. What's happening to the internet today? This
I
is
will kill you
why.
later, both of you. I will kill you later, both of you.
We are working, يا دكتور. This is an
أنا باين
online
باين
official
الوركينج
meeting.
مموتين نفسكم working ما شاء